Before we dive in, let me warn you, this video is going to have a lot of spice. Just like cooking a dish with onions, garlic, ginger, chili, and a blend of other flavors, this video will serve it all without any oil to smooth things over, meaning it might feel intense for some. But just as with a bold, oil-free recipe, you either embrace it or step aside. Now, the main event. Brazil has just demolished South Korea, winning an astonishing 5-0. Yes, 5-0. But as always, a certain crowd is smoldering with criticism, muttering things like, "Oh, it's just a win against a small team. There's nothing to get excited about." Or "Why all the cheering? It's nothing spectacular." Let me be clear. If anyone chooses to grumble because of Brazil's triumph, that frustration comes purely from their own sense of dissatisfaction. If it bothers you, feel free to close your eyes, or if it's too much to hear, plug your ears. But for those watching with open eyes and attentive ears, let me guide you through why this 5-0 victory isn't just a scoreline. It's a powerful statement that Brazil is rising again, that the Samba of their football is returning, and that the world is taking notice. To give some context for those still skeptical, imagine a legendary athlete like Usain Bolt. Everyone knows him as the fastest man alive, the gold standard in sprinting. Now, picture him slipping off his rhythm, falling behind, failing to hit the explosive pace he once did. For years, he struggles to find his previous form. But then, slowly, over 1, 2, maybe 3 years, he begins to regain that rhythm, to feel the flow in his legs, to trust his timing again. Suddenly, whispers begin. Bolt is back. He's regaining his magic. And when he finally returns to full form, everyone knows. This is the Usain Bolt we used to know, the one who dominated the track. That's exactly what Brazil is doing right now. Since 2002, the Brazilian national team has struggled to consistently win major tournaments. World Cups have brought heartbreak and near misses. And for years, Brazil has been seeking recovery, attempting to rebuild their legendary status, but often falling short. Watching Brazil's recent games, especially under the guidance of Carlo Ancelotti, it's clear. The team is reclaiming that lost rhythm, that golden tradition of flowing, joyful football that once mesmerized the world. The preparation, the cohesion, the precise passing, the lethal finishing. It all signals that Brazil isn't just back. They're methodically and intentionally climbing toward the pinnacle once more. And yes, there will always be critics, especially those eager to dismiss victories against what they deem smaller teams. But let's think rationally for a moment. If a team like South Korea defeats Germany, are they suddenly small? Or do they only become worthy of recognition in defeat? Likewise, when Brazil wins, does the size of the opponent really matter? Those criticizing Brazil for celebrating a dominant win are missing the point entirely. They are unable or unwilling to see the broader narrative, the resurgence of a footballing powerhouse from a period of struggle. The team that once dazzled the world has found its footing again. This is not mere luck. It is a structured, well-coordinated, tactical revival, led brilliantly by Carlo Ancelotti, who has managed to instill discipline, rhythm, and confidence back into a squad that had been fragmented and inconsistent under previous managers. It is precisely this organized revival that fuels the jubilation among Brazilian fans. And yes, it's perfectly reasonable to celebrate it with passion and enthusiasm. The critics who scoff, who say it's just a small team, are like people tasting a meal but complaining that the seasoning is too intense. They miss the richness of what's in front of them. Brazil has returned to form, and the world is taking notice. Consider this. When a traditional powerhouse like Brazil struggles, it doesn't just affect results. It affects identity, pride, and legacy. For years, Brazil has been the team everyone either feared or admired. In the post-2002 era, they often underperformed at the highest level. Ancelotti's arrival has changed that narrative. This is a team rediscovering its DNA, the iconic, rhythmical style that blends creativity, tactical intelligence, and technical brilliance. International media, from Spain to Argentina and beyond, are now acknowledging it. Headlines are pointing out that Brazil's rhythm is back, and opponents are beginning to feel that looming sense of threat. Even Argentina's publications note how Brazil's resurgence could intimidate rivals in upcoming fixtures. This is not hype. This is the reality of a team realigning with its historical greatness. Some observers, often rival fans or disguised critics, will insist that there's nothing to celebrate, that Brazil's dominance over a team like South Korea is meaningless. But consider the bigger picture. It's not just about the scoreboard. It's about progress, confidence, and a return to identity. Brazil's system now shows consistency, composure, and the ability to execute complex tactical strategies. Players are confident in their roles. Attacking transitions are smooth, and defensive coordination is sharper than it has been in years. Ancelotti has taken a squad that previously faltered and instilled not only technical discipline, but also mental resilience. That combination is why this 5-0 win is more than just goals. It's a symbol of Brazil's rebirth, a statement that the team is ready to reclaim its historical dominance in world football. Now, some of you might still argue, it's only South Korea. But here's the problem with that mindset. Every opponent, regardless of past reputation, deserves respect. South Korea has had victories over major footballing nations in the past. Dismissing them as small ignores the dynamics of modern football, where underdogs can outperform giants on any given day. Brazil's ability to decisively beat a team that can compete at the highest level demonstrates not just skill but adaptability, preparation, and mental strength. That is worth celebrating, not sneering at. Critics who fail to see that either refuse to acknowledge Brazil's improvement or are unable to comprehend the joy of a nation witnessing its favorite team rise from challenging circumstances. The celebration of success, even against perceived lesser opposition, is not arrogance. It's recognition of progress. Let's bring it closer to home. Imagine you've been unwell, unable to eat properly, and struggling to regain your health. When the first tastes of food bring comfort, joy, and a sense of recovery, do you ignore it because it's not a 5-course banquet? No, you savor it, you appreciate the progress, and you let yourself feel better. That's exactly what Brazilian fans are doing right now. They've endured years of disappointment, years of near misses, and moments of lost rhythm. Now, the team is regaining its strength, cohesion, and identity, and the joy is palpable. If you can't understand it or don't want to acknowledge it, perhaps it's your responsibility to close your eyes and ears, because this is not just a game. It's a celebration of a revival. And for the record, this isn't about exaggerated enthusiasm. It's about recognition. Carlo Ancelotti has done what previous managers could not. He has organized, motivated, and tactically sharpened a team that had immense potential but lacked structure and consistency. This victory is evidence of that hard work paying off. International media are echoing this sentiment. Spain's top sports outlets, Argentina's newspapers, and global news channels are all highlighting that Brazil is back to form, signaling that the competition should take notice. This global acknowledgement validates what Brazilian fans have been feeling all along. Their team is returning to its rightful place among the elite. The critics may grumble, the skeptics may scoff, but the results and the recognition speak for themselves. Brazil is not just winning, they're sending a message. Let's be honest, when Argentina won the World Cup, Brazilian fans had to endure the triumph of a rival nation. They bore it, learned from it, and respected it. That's what football culture is about. Now, when Brazil rises, the same respect should be extended by observers, critics, and rival fans alike. The joy, excitement, and even loud celebration of a team climbing back from adversity is natural, justified, and inspiring. Denying it is futile, because the signs are undeniable. Brazil's style, cohesion, and rhythm are returning. Their 5-0 win over South Korea is the first chapter in a broader story of resurgence, a narrative that promises thrilling matches, tactical brilliance, and a revival of national pride. The team that had once faltered is finding its feet, and the world is watching. Critics may still chatter about small teams and pointless celebrations, but their words cannot diminish the magnitude of what is unfolding. Brazil is not just playing. They're reclaiming their heritage, rhythm, and rightful place in world football history. So, as fans, observers, or even critics, take note. The joy of Brazilian fans, the strategic acumen of Carlo Ancelotti, and the resurgence of a historically dominant football nation is a spectacle worth witnessing. Whether you celebrate it or choose to turn away, the facts remain. Brazil is back, their rhythm is returning, and their future looks brighter than it has in years. For those who understand football, for those who appreciate history, and for those who love the beautiful game, this is a moment of pure satisfaction. The 5-0 victory is not just a number. It is a statement, a promise, and a signal of greater achievements to come. And for those still skeptical, perhaps it's time to open your eyes, listen closely, and appreciate the rise of a true footballing giant. Until next time, stay tuned for more updates, more analysis, and more celebrations of a Brazil that is truly finding its way back. Remember, football is more than just scores. It's legacy, rhythm, passion, and joy. And right now, Brazil has all of that in abundance.